Now that we have added the NP36 profile onto the BakPak login, as well as did our device discovery, we want to see how else we were able to do some logging and reporting for the devices on the network. So when you're logged into BakPak, the first thing we want to do is go into virtualization. We're going to click on the group management, and we need to create a new group. So we're going to add new, and you can select devices from a single profile, or you can select multiple devices from multiple profiles. So I'm going to go ahead and select multiple devices from multiple profiles. And let's see. Okay, and I'm going to scroll down and select additional devices. And we're going to call this my logged devices. And we're going to select the logging option and then click on create. Now if I go to dashboard and I go to troubleshooting and reporting, I have my logs and reports. I'm going to click on logs and reports. So once I create my group and I go to group management, I'm able to see my newly created my logged devices group. So I'm going to click on my dashboard, and now I want to go to troubleshooting and reporting. This is where I can get access to my logging. So I have my logs and reports, and I have my logged devices group because I added it to the action for logging. So if I click on this group, I can see all the devices that were selected, again from different profiles, so different network patroller profiles. Now I just need to select the devices that I want to monitor. And once I've selected the devices and the information has been updated, if you scroll down and you look at the Quick View tab, you can view the CPU usage and the memory usage for each individual device selected, and you can see when the actual information was last updated. Now, if you go to device events, this can give you or provide detailed information regarding the devices. So let's say we want to know about more of the devices that we have in our group. So if you select additional devices, then you're able to view additional device events. So for the P8, you can tell that there is a circuit alert because the amperage is exceeding the threshold. And if you keep scrolling down, you can see just additional device events for different devices. Now the last one that is very useful as well is if you wanted to see the CPU usage history, a memory usage history, or the online-offline history. So let's try doing the online-offline history. So if we select this for different devices and we click on the icon, we can scroll down and we can see information for each of these separate profiles and the devices on those profiles. So it lets you know what percentage of the time the device is online. And if you wanted to look at your CPU usage history, and you make that selection and refresh, then you can see a graph. You get to see a graph from these date ranges of May 26th to June 2nd. This is the percentage of CPU usage each individual day and per device. You can see on the right hand side there is a little key that differentiates each device by a specific color. You also do have the option to download these histories as PDFs. So same thing with the memory usage history. If you refresh, you'll also be able to see a bar graph based on each individual device. Again, these are all by color, so each device is its own separate color, and you can still again download as a PDF. So again, now with the BakPak user interface, you have your logs and reports. It provides you some detailed information based on profiles and the devices selected within those profiles. If you create them on a single profile, you can get those logs and reports, or you can create them through multiple profiles and different devices on those profiles as one single group. And from there, you can still get access to those logs and reports in that group. And one more additional option that you have with the logging and reporting is if you click on the edit group icon you do have the option to set up or configure a weekly report to be received for each profile. So if you have a virtualization group set up and you have multiple profiles set up in this one virtualization group, then you can set it up so that different technicians receive different weekly reports for any specific profile that you want them to have reported or monitored. You can do that from this particular page displayed. You can select the email address that you want to receive the email notification for the reports, and then click on the save option to save those changes. Once they've been saved, every week that particular technician on that email address will receive weekly reports for the devices that are selected on that profile for this group. Thank you for joining us today for going through the logging and reporting options available on the My BakPak user interface.